All right, Godlings, this is a cool story. Last night I went to bed a little bit earlier, but I had another lucid dream. I've had lucid dreams for quite a while now, and after I got sober, they've gotten more intense, more frequent, and ever since I moved out in the middle of the woods, it's been more so. It gets more frequent, more intense again. And I've had these before, like I said, and I've been in the same place, so I'm not necessarily dreaming, I'm somewhere else, okay, if y'all understand that. But it was neat, I was in the elevator again, and this person materialized, or being materialized in front of me, waved to me, and they're familiar. I didn't really know them, but they're familiar. And it was funny because he wasn't mad at me, but he's like, you're not supposed to be here if this isn't or that isn't happening. I can't remember which. I can't remember what my reasoning was, but I was on some sort of mission to be there. And I got into this room, and there's this one person that seemed official and all, but he said I passed a couple tests, and I was crying. They were good tears, and I'm not sure why. He didn't tell me what tests these were, but it was interesting, but it was very vivid. And all I remember a little bit more, but it was interesting because it was like I didn't want to leave there at all. It was really super nice. I just didn't want to leave, but I had to come back here. But very interesting dreams, and I'm assuming they're going to get more intense and more vivid and more frequent. And years ago, that's one reason why I kept drinking, because I couldn't handle it. So it drowned them out. It didn't always work, and it came with a price, of course. So now I just have to learn to deal with it and embrace it. And that's cool. Keep you updated when it happens again. But it's funny because the same beings I ran into 2 or 3 months ago, and they materialized right in front of me. I was so mad at them. I was more surprised, and I was upset that they surprised me. There's an owl flying around hooting at me right now. But I was really surprised that they'd done that. I was like, don't you ever do that again. But then they did it again last night. But it's funny because I always have the questions for them. And, but it's that owls hooting around. Hopefully they don't attack me, right? But anywho, but it's funny because the last time I always have questions for them. And they're not annoyed, but it's just like, now's not the time, or that's not what's important right now. I can't remember the questions I asked last night, but they didn't answer me. And in those instances, like other times, I've had to ask them like 3 times, and then they answered me, and it was all matter of fact. They're all decent. They're not negative. They haven't been negative or anything like that. They're not threatening, but just very matter of fact usually. But yeah, last night I just asked him the question once, I think. But I wish I could remember more about it because it was really super intense. But if I have more, I'll let you know. I'll keep you informed. Pretty cool stuff, though.